Hey everybody, so this is what Deku was a Predator Part 2. Now, I already told you that I'm going to absolutely love this what if, so let's get started. So, I last left off where Deku was pretty much walking, uh, when he went home, he went to sleep, and it's next day he wake and he goes to school the next day. Everything plays out the same the next day. But they get their hero course of class or the day. All Might busts through the door, and pretty much everybody goes off. Deku doesn't really know All Might that much. His mom did talk about him, but Deku didn't really know about him that much because, well, he wasn't raised knowing or looking up the All Might. So they start, and everybody gets handed their hero costumes. Deku's hero costume is a little bit different from his vigilante or hunting gear when he does at night. Deku's hunting gear is sort of like Deku's hero costume is basically like this. Everybody looks for Deku's hero costume, more or less more of a armor with decked out with a bunch of tech, with a shoulder cannon, and Deku also has a bunch of tubes or spears on the back of his on his back, and also he has a pocket knife on the back of his little skirt thing. I don't know what that is, like a tunic or something. I don't know, underwear. Pretty much everybody looks at Deku and says that's kind of a villain-like outfit. It's really scary. Otraku says, and Mena says it kind of looks, alien-like. Kirishima says, yeah. Deku does get frustrated by this. He says, no, it's not. It's just a family heirloom It's just a family heirloom armor. Now, pretty much this is true. Deku's family, his father does own this armor, and then pass it down to Deku so he can use it for something. Now, Deku's using this armor to honor, well, pretty much the Yacha, and eventually, somebody on planet Earth does know about, predators, and we'll see Deku on the news, so we will get some, predator, lore in this what if. So yeah, Deku gets ready, and everybody gets teamed up the same. And Deku is pumped for this because he has a whole entire building, and Deku can hunt. Deku can't kill, but he can torture his victims and terrify them. Now, the Yamcha can mimic voices. I forgot to tell you this. Yamchas can mimic voices. Not like mimic voices, mimic your mom's voice or something. But like make voices like a dog's voice or a cat's voice. Or even try to speak in a human tone. So yeah. And Yamcha also can hear a whisper from 50 miles away. I heard about that on the internet. Predators can hear a whisper from 50 miles away. So predators have incredibly good hearing. Predators also, I already told you this, they have enhanced speed, strength, agility, all that other stuff. So Deku gets started and he climbs up to the window and doesn't and tells Ochaku to stay out of his way, and then Deku cloaks. Ochaku doesn't see where Deku's going, and Deku runs off. Deku's running, and he sees Bakugo in the hallway looking for him. Deku pretty much climbs or just hugs onto the wall and starts walking around Bakugo. Eventually, Deku punches Bakugo straight into the stomach and throws him up against the wall. Bakugo is confused, looks around, and sees Deku's not there. Deku Deku hits at his shoulder cannon. Bakugo gets up and sees that it's a red dot on his pretty much foot, and then he hears a huge bang, and his foot gets shot with the laser. It's a toned down laser, so it's just precise. So it doesn't. So Bakugo doesn't just has burnt 3 burnt holes through his foot, not doing any nerve damage, but making some of his toes not be able to be worked anymore. Bakugo falls down to the ground in pain with his foot bleeding, and Deku uncloaks, runs over to Bakugo, and about to soccer kick him full goalie right into his chin, knocking him out. But Bakugo pulls the pin on his explosion and pushes Deku against the wall, breaking him through about 3 walls. Deku gets back up, pissed, and cloaks again. Bakugo gets up, pitting some capture tape that he has around his foot, making the blood stop a little bit. Sao sees and says, "Okay, that's good." So Deku is waiting for Bakugo to walk into the room that he stopped falling through. Deku gets his pretty much, what was it? Oh yeah, spear out, ready to just, shank Bakugo in the other foot. Or, slice Bakugo's stomach or something. I don't know. Try to stop him. Bakugo comes through and has his other goblet ready to pull the pin. And Bakugo does see an outline of some sort of human-esque shape, and then he figures that that's Deku and shoots the pretty much goblet. Deku's confused to how he can see him, but he doesn't realize it's not a foolproof camouflage or foolproof, invisibility. So Deku dodges it, but getting exploded with half of the explosion, damaging some of Deku's technology. Deku's shoulder cannon isn't working anymore. Deku's cloaking mechanism is glitching. Deku sees that he has no other option but to just fight. So Deku runs over to Bakugo and starts hand-fisting. Hand-fisting, hand-fisting. Bakugo gets tired and throws a huge explosion. Deku dodges it and summons, his shoulder knives and pretty much stabs Bakugo in the back of his leg. Bakugo screams out in pain and Deku takes out his capture tape, wraps it around Bakugo's mouth, and kicks him down to the ground. Bakugo getting knocked out. Deku runs off, getting to pretty much the top, trying to get to the top floor, seeing Ochaku taking matters in her own hands. Deku's running, and eventually his cloaking mechanism starts working again. Deku cloaks, and then he busts through the door. The door goes flying into a pillar, and the pillar almost like cuts Ida, while Ida's running around with a bomb in his hand, trying to keep it away from, Ochaku. Ida sees nothing there, where the door just opened, and eventually Ida sees an outline of something in front of him, but he doesn't know what is. Ida thinks it's something in his eyes, but Deku grabs Ida's neck and pins him down into the ground, choking him. Ida's not understanding who's there, and Deku uncloaks and starts choking and choking harder and harder and harder, and Ida can't breathe at all. He's struggling to even let a breath in. Ida's face is turning bright blue, and Deku lets go. Ida gasps and pretty much lets the air in. Ida looks at his arm and sees that there's capture tape all around it. Deku says, "You're done." Pretty much, Ochaku after that grabs the bomb, and hero teams win. Villain team loses. Sorry guys, I got snot on my nose. If this sounds like really weird. So after that whole entire, incident, they go back, they walk off, and Miyatsu's kind of confused because she doesn't know. Deku never showed anything about, him being cloaked or turning invisible like that. Minato does get her speculation, and this is just pushing her over the edge that she positively thinks Deku's an alien. She just wants to see if Deku has weird colored blood. But Deku, we'll get into that later. So after that, everybody else's matchups go the same, and they go down the same. The Invisible Girl walks up to Deku after that and asks him, "What type of quirk do you have? You have enhanced strength, and you also have you also have some sort of super hearing, but like you can turn invisible too." Deku says his invisibility is more or less camouflage. Deku does get a confused look by Miyata, and Miyata walks over to Deku and says, "So, what's your gig?" Deku says, "What do you mean?" Miyata says, "I know that's not, Earth technology." Deku does a fast one and tries to make her think that she's an idiot and says, "What the hell do you mean, not Earth technology? Are you a wacko that believes aliens? The Area 51, all that crap? You're a weirdo," and walks away from Miyata. Miyata does get a smirk on her face, but it feels just a little tad bad. maybe Mineta is getting second thoughts about, is he really an alien or just, I don't know. So after Deku walks away from Mineta, Deku does realize that, he did just, verbally assault Minato, but, like, he'd have to keep his secret down the low. So after that, Deku walks off, seeing everybody get all their other combat training done. Everybody is sent back home, and Deku's walking back home, and Deku does get a call by his, pretty much, mother. Deku's mother tells Deku that, are you the person that killed that man on the news yesterday, Deku? Deku says, what do you mean, Mom? I didn't kill anybody. And Deku hangs up the phone without saying anything else. Deku gets on the bus, goes back home, and his mom pretty much scolds Deku on hanging up on her. Deku's mom's a little bit more, has a more of an attitude because, come on, she lived on a planet full of hunters, killers, and warriors. At least she of course, she has an attitude, or a spice. So, pretty much, Deku tells mom about, I used my family armor for my hero costume. And Inko says, okay, it's okay, but if anybody recognizes that's a Yamcha tech or from the Predator clan, somebody's gonna be after you, Deku. Deku says, don't worry, Mom. It's no one on planet Earth other than you and me that knows about the Yamchas. Some people only know about myths about, the Xenomorphs. So I'm good, Mom. So after they talk and they watch a couple movies, Deku well, to school. I mean, to bed, and Deku goes to bed. Deku takes out a pretty much disc from his home planet, and this disc pretty much has a hologram of his planet's solar system. Deku looks at it, getting a little bit homesick, but figuring out that, well, he can have a good life here. So, I'm going to leave it off here. See you guys later. And I will be making filler episodes for this. Like, making Deku able, to, well, go on planet, Predator. And have some side missions there. So, see you guys later. Bye.